Welcome to Survive to Thrive Daily with Dr. Todd. I am Dr. Todd Wendell, husband, father, chiropractor, entrepreneur, and health architect, here to bring you daily tips and tricks to improve your life and literally help you move from just surviving to thriving. Let's get started. Welcome back to this edition of Survive or Thrive. I'm doing it early here in the morning and I'm stretching and it feels good. It feels good. And today's topic, helping you move into a thrive mode with your kids. If you don't have kids, it's okay. You can actually learn some stuff if you work with kids. Really good to hear. But if you have kids, this is going to be super pertinent. And what we're going to break kids down into are two basic needs. They need to connect and they need to learn. That's right. They need love, connection, and they need to learn. That's it. If we look at those two components, we can break that down into different aspects for sure. What do they need to learn? Well, they need to learn a lot of things. They need to learn in scholastics, so they need to flex their brain and learn those types of things. But they also need to learn behaviors. And this can be tough at this point, but can be changeable. If you have taught your kids indirectly behaviors and they've learned from you, maybe not such good behaviors, they can always change. And ultimately, kids need to make the decisions for themselves, don't they? But if we're constantly and chronically not letting them make those decisions, they become a little bit lost, meaning that they are unique individuals. As they grow up, we've always done this in our household. We actually make them make decisions. And sometimes they're hard to watch, no doubt. But then there's other times that are just simple. You got to decide what you like. You have to decide, and we're ordering breakfast, what you like, and you have to step up and order it. That's kind of one of our rules. And we've done this from a very early age. Marin and I, we really just want our kids to expand, and then we give parameters. Well, here's where that decision could go. Are you sure you want to do it if it's really bad, right? But they need those parameters, but they also need to decide. And then they need that connection as well. So let's go through these here in just a little bit more detail. What would be some behaviors that they need to learn? Well, first and foremost, they need to learn good physical behaviors. How their body works. It's okay to talk to them how their body works. They need to understand that the food that they put in reflects how they feel. Okay, so we have a term in our household that is hangry, and you can see it. We can see it develop, and we've made kind of a fun, loving joke out of it. And it's like, oh, somebody's hangry, all right? And because it's a behavior in myself and it's a behavior in my wife, that if we're not eating every 2 to 3 hours, we get hangry. There's just that low blood sugar, and we are a family that just goes. We wake up in the morning, we get breakfast on, and we're just mentally just going at it. So we got to be mentally tough. So we teach our kids that the foods that you eat reflect the way you feel. We also talk about every aspect of foods. All right, our kids will come together and say, "Hey, has that got protein in it?" All right, they're not always good. But they always know that when they're not feeling good, that it's a direct result of what they've done. That meaning that they're connecting that to the point of our oldest goes, "Why are you not feeling good?" Well, ask him, "Why are you not feeling good?" You thinking, "Because I ate too much sugar." And that's a huge behavior. If you can teach and allow your kids to drift that direction as they grow older, you're laying the foundation. You are laying a foundation for them to be able to connect what they do, what they consume in their mouths on a daily basis as the impact. And then truly looking at food as fuel, something that allows them to be what they want to be, or truly as food as something else. Food as what? Comfort. Food as something when I'm bored. Food as you fill in the blanks. So you got to question yourself, don't you, on this, and what behaviors you might have that you might exude. What a cool thing if there's some behaviors with food and movement that you don't like, you can make a change. You make a change with them and teach them how to change. And then ultimately, on the side of that, you get connections. So you find something that you don't like with the way it is going with your kids in your life, connect with them. All right, connect with them. I just did this the other day. Our kids like video games, and I'm not a big fan. We've kept like the majors, the Xboxes away and things like that, but there's been smatterings of phones that they grab and apps that they do and iPads, and then I think our latest was a Nintendo Switch. We kind of just rolled over on that and said, okay. So they're they're able to get some of these games in, but I dive in with them. All right, and one of the things that I actually ultimately need out of a game, and I guess our rule that we put in force, is that you guys got to be able to connect. So if it's a game, it's got to be they call a multiplayer game, because I want you guys working together on that. You see, the video games are inherently not good, and we hear all these things about screen time, but you can turn it into something that is positive, allowing them to connect and work through behaviors, work through things together. We have fights in video games, and that's okay. It's annoying. It's as annoying as hell, but it's okay because they are connecting and working through their emotions. And so here you go through on kids and understanding that they need two things. They need to be able to develop habits, all right, and they need to be able to connect. And part of any kid's issues are going to be twofold. They're going to be based on the behaviors that they've developed that you've taught them, and they're connecting or not connecting. Kids often will act out because they are not connected. They yearn for those connections. And you got to ask yourself the tougher question of connections. If they're not getting connection through you, where are they going? For teens, it becomes a lot more dangerous. Are they turning it into a bottle, a pill, a cigarette? Cigarettes. Nobody smokes cigarettes anymore. It's vaping. They're vaping. I mean, come on. If you're going to smoke, you might as well burn with it. That's my theory. No, but where are they going to get these connections? You see, my goal, as I had two girls, I stand by the fact that I was the first man ever to lay eyes on them. I delivered all my kids, and I say that to this day. And they kind of get squirmy and laugh at it. But I am the first one that laid eyes on them. I will be their first man. And so I take that as a big, big chunk of how I interact with them. Because my leading by treating their mom certain ways will create a behavior in their mind that when they go to look for a man, they will realize that certain things don't add up. Meaning that men in their lives, if they don't measure up and don't connect at these levels, it's something that they can shy away from. So we build these connections, we build these behaviors with kids. That's two massive, massive things that they do daily. So where do you need to go with this? What could you learn from this today that you can implement with your kids? If there is a behavior that your family has actually got and you're not happy with it, and consider where it could be. It could be in eating habits. It could be in exercise. It could be in your spirituality. It could be in your spirituality, right? Their connections. Maybe they don't connect. Maybe they don't even know who God is, or the voice, or spirituality. I mean, they don't even know where to begin on those things. Maybe it's with relationships. The way they go into relationships with their siblings, with you, is more aggressive. Not aggressive enough. All right? Maybe they don't know how to express a feeling and understand feelings. So here's the concept, is that if there's a behavior that's bad, there's also an opportunity for you to engage. If a behavior is bad, there's an opportunity for you to engage and connect. And you start to solve two things at once. Kids, they need to develop and they need to connect. And so here you are teaching a different behavior. Let's go through this together. And by going together, you're connecting. They're getting what they need. Our oldest, Kellen, he's taught me a lot, and to almost an annoying point. And I know this sounds crazy, but he read somewhere, excuse me, when he was a little kid, that he had to have so many hugs. And so we have learned his personality. He's got to connect. He's got to connect physically at that level. I mean, so it's like 17 hugs. He's got to get 17 hugs in a day. And we've had nights where it's like, okay, I got to get 5 more. And he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it's kind of fun. And then there's times where like, you got to get to bed. Oh, I got to give 5 more hugs. It's like, no, get to bed. We told you, you should have planned ahead to get your hugs. And now it's like too late. And, so we've had those things. But you see that connection. You see that connection that kids need. Now, some don't just wear it on their sleeves like that, but others that are a little bit more recluse, they still need that connection. That's what they're looking to. And so provide that connection through behavior modification today. If you are doing behaviors that are good, do them together. All right, come alongside of them. I mean, if you need to be able to get them a gym membership so they can do things together with you, happy day. Kids want to do what you do. They want to learn what you learn. So don't make it disconnected. Bring it together and do these things together. Connect in everything. All right? Make your family a family, and that you will see some dramatic improvements. You will see those connections. Men, you need to do this for your daughters. No doubt, they will find connection. They will find connection somewhere. And you better make sure that it's you. Because if it's not, they will find connection in another man. It's what they're designed to do. Boys, they'll do the same, but in a different element. And so you got to consider today where your connection's at, where your behavior's at. Ask those 2 things with kids. And how could you make those changes if you want to? If they're good, pat yourself on the back. Keep doing them. Don't back away. Consistency is key, as in anything. Just keep doing that on a daily basis. Love on your kids, connect with them often, and set some good behaviors. Change some bad ones if you need. They know. Allow them to know that you know. Allow them to express feelings on things. It's okay to express feelings and move a direction day in and day out. That's all I got for you today, but connect with those kids. Talk about the behaviors that you do. Learn them up and move forward in a healthy, thriving way. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll be right back.